This is Dr. Matt Barber of Alabama Orthopedic Clinic. We are proud supporters of Ransom Reprogram, Ransom Ministries, and all of the good work that they do in our community. If you would like to learn more about us, check us out at alortho.com or barbertotaljoint.com. You can also hear more from me personally on the Ortho Real podcast. Thank you again for allowing us to be involved with Ransom Ministries and all of the great work that they do.
Hey, welcome to the Ransom Experience. My name is Matt Armbruster, Executive Director of Ransom Ministries. You're going to hear stories from people that we've served and people that serve alongside us, as well as those that we partner with throughout our community. You're going to hear about decisions they made throughout their life and things that happened through different avenues of their life that caused them to go down a path that they didn't see themselves going. And then also those decisions that they have to make on a daily basis to stay away from those decisions that they made in the past. Ransom Ministries empowers people to utilize their God-given gifts and talents in their career and for their community. All along the way, we learn how to help those close to us and also maybe even help ourselves. This is real. This is raw. This is Ransom.
With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head.
This show is brought to you by Ransom Recycling, your number one choice for electronic recycling in Mobile, Alabama. Help reduce waste in our landfills by recycling all of your unwanted, unused, and non-working electronics. Ransom Recycling is a division of Ransom Ministries that is helping to put men and women back to work. Check out ransomministries.com for a complete list of acceptable items. Drop-offs and pickups can be easily scheduled through the website. Please note that we are not accepting TVs at this time. Ransom Recycling, open 8 to 3 Monday through Friday. Help our planet while helping men and women re-enter the workforce.
With every star, we are born again. Open your heart, spend less time in your head.
Hey, welcome to the Ransom Experience, where we talk to different people that have been in our program and also those that volunteer. This week, we've had a group from Trinity United Methodist from Little Rock, Arkansas. They've been coming here this is their 10th time coming here. They started coming in 2012. And they've brought groups of 50, 40, 30. This week we've had a smaller group of around 9, counting the adults, and they've got a lot of stuff done. We've got a lot of painting done. They've always been here helping us with different projects that we've had, and they've helped us launch a lot of our programs, including the clean machine, also the food truck when we had it. They helped us renovate this building so that we could bring in Reprogram, and they're here today to help us do some painting that we needed to do, but they're also participating in some of the classes and also our circle times. And so I was going to try to talk to each one of them individually and let them find out kind of what they've learned this week, if anything, and also kind of what circle time has been to them or anything that's really stuck out. And we've had some that have been here multiple times, and so kind of how things have changed over the years and what they've got from being here this week. It's been a big help to us, and we are very excited to have them here. So first, I got these two guys. You guys go ahead and tell them who you are, your name, and tell us kind of what you learned over the last little bit. Who wants to go first?
I'm Drew. Really what I've learned from being here, this is not my first time here, but every time I come here, it's always great just seeing the new opportunities and new ways that you can help people long-term, not just short-term. Like when you see people on the street, giving them, small amounts of money that you have on you, but just, teaching them and helping them become better people and helping them learn to help themselves. And I think that's just a really unique thing that I'm not seeing a lot around where we live. I think it's just great.
Cool. So you've been here, how many times have you been here?
5 or 6.
5 or 6 times. And so I've seen you grow up from when you were, because you're now how old?
18.
18. So I would say you might have been 13 the first time you came.
12 or 13, yeah.
Yeah, and you've always been a really good worker. So we do appreciate you coming, and thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you.
All right.
My name is Jake, and I feel like what I've learned is like what programs like this can do to help someone.
Okay. Is there anything
Like
that stood out, like in the circle time, like someone said, or?
Well, just hearing about different people's experiences and getting to hear different sides of the story, that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Has been a unique experience.
All right. I mean, this isn't your first time either, right? Didn't you come when you were younger?
I came when I was about 12 years old, so it's been a while, but I'm glad to be back.
Cool. And now you're graduated high school and you're going to college?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, cool. It's been fun watching you grow up as well. Thanks you for your work today. All right. So we got a couple more.
My name is Caleb, and I think one thing that I've saw it was how grateful everyone is for even the little work that we do. We're painting the building, and even though that doesn't help the guys and gals who are working here, they're still grateful for all that we do and how we help them make this a better place.
How many years you come?
This is my third year.
Third year. So the first time, how old were you?
14, 13?
14. Yeah, 13. Because now you're going to be a senior this year,
I'm
right?
17.
Well, cool. Well, you're always a hard worker, so we're glad to have you, and hopefully you had a little fun and learned a little bit of something too while you're here.
Did.
Well, thanks. Now we have.
My name is Olivia. This is actually my first time being here. Something I definitely have taken away from this is the circle time. It's something different that I've never seen before. And I think yesterday, decisions was the one that hit me. The good and bad decisions. And I'll probably take that back with me.
Good. That's great. And so circle time is kind of every morning we get together 8:30 to 9 and we just talk about a word, right? So how could you, that's something you could take back home and think of a word every day and kind of what it means to you and all that. So it's been nice meeting you and getting to know you too, even though this is your first time, and hopefully you'll be back and do something back when you get to Arkansas. So as you see that, we've seen these kids grow up from when they were young until now, and I'm really excited to see how they do as adults. So now we have
Mia.
And
my favorite part about Mission Trip is definitely getting to serve the community, because in Little Rock we're more fortunate, I would like to say, and we get to come here and just serve the community who deserve it, because they've probably worked hard their whole life and not received love and people caring for them. So getting to come here and do that for them is really, really important to me.
And you've been here multiple times.
This is my 5th year.
5th year. So you were how old the first time you came?
I think I was 11. I was 11
years old. And now we've seen you, and you're going to be you're graduating.
Yeah, I'm going to be a senior.
You're going to be a senior.
Yeah.
And I've seen you grow up, and you've been through things, and I've seen you keep your faith and keep walking and showing up, and you work hard. And so I appreciate it. It's been fun to watch you grow up. So thanks for coming this week. I appreciate it. Now we have
Cameron.
So what did you learn this week? This is your first time being here, isn't it?
It is.
Awesome.
I think I've learned that how people here are very nice and caring.
So during circle time, has there been anything that kind of stood out to you during that time? Anybody shared during there that maybe you could take back home with you?
Yesterday's were decisions, because I was actually having a really bad day yesterday morning, and I didn't wake up right. Felt like everything was kind of falling down on me. So when that word was spoken out, and people were sharing, I just kind of, I don't know, it just hit me, especially deciding to still show up even though I wasn't feeling right. Yeah, and then I kind of just realized I need to have a good day for these people.
And you did. You had a good day, didn't you? She's one of the best organizers around, her and her friend. But yeah, so that's why circle time is so important to everyone. That's why we do that, is so if you're having a bad day, you might not share anything, but somebody else talks about will help you through that. So I appreciate you coming this week, and it's been great to get to know you as well. So now we have her friend. She's being shy. There's no one here but me and you. We're just talking. So what's your name?
Maria.
Maria. So what have you learned this week?
That the people here, like, even with the hard times, they've progressed into like better people. And they've been doing better.
Yeah. So have you anything stood out like in circle time or any of that, or even today you guys get to go in a class, so that'll be fun. I probably should have done this after the class because it's going to be a really cool experience. But I've noticed you work hard and you stay focused, and I appreciate you being here this week, and it's been great to get to know you as well. We're got a few more that we're going to talk to, and again, this has been a great thing. So now I have Tina, who is one of the chaperones and has been here. This is your second year coming.
Yes.
So tell me some things that have stood out, maybe from what you saw last year till now, and how that's helped you in general.
Well, in Little Rock, where we're from, we have homeless population as well, like you do here. And, if I was just driving by, I don't know that I would stop or help, but now, since I've been to Ransom and the people that you help here, it just circle time, talking to everyone, it brings the humanity of every single person that I'm going to pass when I go back home. These people, have challenges and fears and have made decisions, good and bad, in their lives, and it just will help me when I go back home to know that they are struggling just like I am struggling, and we're all, walking through this life in need of God, and so that I'm, instead of maybe not passing them, I might engage with them and talk to them, ask them how's it going, and look at them as person versus just passing them on the street.
So your sons have come. We talked to Caleb just a minute ago. They've come quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So how have you seen that affect them as far as coming here in the summers? And what made you want to come?
I wanted to come because they were coming, obviously, but and so to share experiences with them. Our time with them is limited. They're in college and about to graduate from high school. So that's the reason why I wanted to come. But to experience things with them, watch them work hard, engage with their friends, engage with you and people here at Ransom. So what have I seen? I don't know, I've seen them mature a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
cool. Well, they've been a blessing to us, your family. I hate that your husband has a lot of work to do, so he can't just come here every week, but I would have liked to seen him as well. And but y'all were great. They're a great family, and it's fun to watch families come and do this together, because a lot of families out there would never do that. They're not really worried about shared experiences. They're worried about getting them off to wherever they're going and then being done with them. And I think it's great that you're engaging. And there's a lot of people out there listening to us that probably wish they could spend more time with their kids, or wish they would have spent more time. And so your encouragement to other parents out there as well. So now I have their fearless leader, who y'all have heard in another podcast with us, and he did his whole story in there, which was one of my most downloaded podcasts of all of them. But so tell me, you've been coming here. This is your 10th time.
Yes.
You've come every time, thank God.
Time, yes.
But kind of tell us how you've seen things evolve in Ransom, but also in the life of your youth that are in your youth group.
Yeah, it was really cool, because when we first started coming, didn't really know what to expect. It was really a faith jump, because I'd never met you, and one of our mutual acquaintances, our friends, told me about Ransom and that y'all were kind of getting off the ground. And I remember I was just really praying about what to do with our kids and for the mission trip. And the year before, we'd had just a horrible experience. It was just not a good pick. And so I remember getting on the phone with you and just talking to you about what it was that y'all were trying to do and accomplish. And I just remember I could feel your heart through the phone. I could feel that spirit of God speaking and encouraging me to jump into this. And so it's really neat to start off with the cafes and seeing every year that we would come back, the progression of what it was that y'all were doing, the different things that you would do, the different, watching you guys grow in your ministry, trying to figure out what it was exactly God was having you do and for that season and that time. And so it's just been really cool to watch the ministry morph into what it has and all the lives that have been affected. And I know for me, also one of the biggest reasons why I've always come back is because I see what it does to my kids. They get exposed to things that they would never get exposed to if they were just at home. If we went on the mission trip to Choctaw, Mississippi, and worked with a group out there, and while it was good, they didn't engage like they do here. They didn't get what they get when they come here. And I've seen it affect, like Drew, he might not have spoke up about it, but his mom told me one day he just went out and got some bottled water and started handing them out to some of the homeless folks around town there. That's something that I think they got while he was here, something that they picked up on, is just reaching out to the people around him and recognizing that. So I think that's been probably the thing I've enjoyed the most, is just watching how it affects the kids, but also how we're able to hopefully help support you guys. And then whenever we come, just seeing how the growth and how God's just using you guys so mightily in so many people's lives.
Well, your group has been vital in those things. And like I told you in the past, that, you know, you've been on pretty much every major step of this ministry as far as new things we were doing and how we wanted to evolve. But even to the point, you know, everybody talked about circle time, and you know, we've talked about that on here. A lot of our participants that have been on our podcast, that was one of their key things, was circle time. And that really started in camps, because we used to sit in circle.
That's right.
And we would talk about our day, and we talk about how things affected us. And so we felt like we needed to bring that to this level and bring this to them, because it's very important. Just like some of them had shared that, you know, they're having a bad day, and you can sit down and you hear what other people have to say, and it does help you deal with your own issues. So it's very good for that. And also, you know, during our circles of camp, we would talk about things, and it would affect other people in that circle, even if they might not have experienced that same thing, but it was nice to hear about those things. So it's been awesome. I mean, it's kind of changed. This year's kind of what we call it, our mini camp, kind of like NFL mini camp, because it's really not been the same, because we do have a lot going on, and it's a little harder to do what we were doing before. But I've been thankful that you've stayed with us, even though there's been a lot of changes, but it's very encouraging to us that you still want to come and be a part of it. And we've never been one to just make work for you. I want you to be able to engage, just like today. We're going to be in a class with everybody that's going through the program, and I want them to understand that the people that go through hard times are drug addicts or homeless people or people that are coming out of prison are just people, just like everybody else. And when you can engage with them and talk to them, you can realize that we don't have to put everybody in a box that's been in prison, that they're just these bad people. Because again, God says, I made everyone.
That's right.
And so hopefully it teaches them something down the road to look at people differently. You know, just like Tina said, is that you look at the humanity of someone instead of just what the mistakes they've made. So I appreciate y'all coming.
I say that's one of the things I personally have learned, I think, through all the years of being here, is seeing all the different people and learning their stories in those times that we've had sitting down together, or maybe when we're at a cafe, just talking to them, just bringing, I mean, I'm a youth minister, and so I'm used to talking to people, but honestly, I'm actually fairly introverted. If I'm just being completely honest, I'm fine to just be off by myself sometimes, because I get kind of overwhelmed, and it's hard for me to put myself out there. Like for most people, you don't want to be rejected or whatnot. And so talking to people that I would not normally talk to, maybe. And then also the thing that I really learned is just the stories, man. It's like so many people, everybody's got a story, and man, I know like some of those people that we've run into, just one split-second decision has caused this spiral that they're having to try to get out of. And so it's just again, like you said, the humanity and just that it could have been me. I mean, anybody, one simple mistake and can cause a lot of stuff. So
it's been really fun to keep up with the kids coming through, and as they get older and going to college, and remembering when they were younger and how they were stepping out of their comfort zone. Yeah. And I remember taking guys down into Tent City one time. Probably shouldn't have done it, but hey, I was kind of new too and didn't know what I was doing. But I think that affected them.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of those that were there have been affected by that for their whole, even in their adulthood. So that's the cool thing is about that you're bringing them here, allowed them to do that. And so all of us play a part. And I think that as I've kind of reminisced this week about, different camps and different people, it was hard, but it was well worth it, and it was very beneficial to us as well, because that encourages us to keep going too, because a lot of things we have you do is things we don't have time to do, right. And they're very important for us. Even painting the building this week, I just want it to look good. We're not in the greatest area. We're in a very impoverished area here, and I want to be a light in this community, and that's why I wanted to make things look good and all that. And you guys have helped us do that, and I do appreciate that very much. I appreciate your church for allowing you to come, and just the friendship that we built over the years.
Absolutely.
Well, cool. So I hope you enjoy this episode of the podcast. I really felt it was kind of a last minute thing. I just thought of it about 10 minutes ago. Actually, how long we've been doing it? 20. So about 30 minutes ago. And I just felt like it would be a cool thing. I'm hoping that my editor can edit all this stuff and the noises out of it, but he's pretty awesome. And that is, part of what we wanted to bring to you today was just a realness and what we do here during the summer, and how we do look at people as just their humanity and who they are. So I hope you enjoyed it. You can follow us on you can get us on anywhere you get your podcast. Follow us on all our social media. You can go to ransomministries.com to find out more about what we do. We'd love to have you get involved, either through donating towards our efforts or volunteering if you're local. We would love to have you. You can also go to our website. You can buy merchandise on there. We got hats and shirts and barbecue sauce and anything. We do ship anywhere in the United States. And we appreciate your time for us, and we appreciate your input. So give us a rating and give us a review, and share this podcast with your friends. And until next week, we'll see you then.
Too many days in the darkness, without a glimpse of the light, running tired and broken and scared, but I swear I'll never give up the fight.